What's up guys, it's your boy Angelo and we're back with another video. So for today's vlog we'll be watching a video titled Warriors of the Net, and in this video, this is an educational video which they say is the perfect tool for introducing to people new using the internet and to help them visualize how actually the internet works. And let's check it out. So here's the video, Warriors of the Net, and let's watch it together. Filmed by these people, credits to them, featuring TCP packet, ICMP ping packet, UDP packet, and it's the router. The ping of that, and it's the router switch.
For the first time in history, people and machinery are working together, realizing a dream. A uniting force that knows no geographical boundaries without regard to race, creed, or color. A new era where communication truly brings people together. This is the dawn of the net. Want to know how it works? Click here to begin your journey into the net. Now, exactly what happened when you clicked on that link? You started a flow of information. This information travels down into your own personal mailroom, where Mr. IP packages it, labels it, and sends it on its way.
That is where it starts.
Each
when
packet
you
is
click a
limited
link.
in its size. The mailroom must decide how to divide the information and how to package it. Now, the package needs a label containing important information, such as sender's address,
And this is
receiver's
where the
address, and the type
packet
of
will
packet
be
it is.
assembled.
Because this particular packet is going out onto the internet, it also gets an address for the proxy server, which has a special function, as we'll see later. The packet is now launched onto your local
Now
area
this is
network,
where the
or
journey of the
LAN.
packet starts.
This network is used to connect all the local computers, routers, printers, etc. for information exchange within the physical walls of the building. The LAN is a pretty uncontrolled place, and unfortunately, accidents can happen.
So just like in the road, when packets bump into each other, they're destroyed or they're gone.
The highway of the LAN is packed with all types of information. These are IP packets, Novell packets, Apple Talk packets. They're going against traffic, as usual. The local router reads the address and, if necessary, lifts the packet onto another network.
So the router identifies their
The
address
router,
and picks them
a
up,
symbol
puts
of
them to
control
their
in a
destination.
seemingly disorganized world.
Whoops, sorry about that. Oh, let's get this one here, this one here. Oh, this one's here, this one goes here. I don't like this one. Let's go with this one. Let's go here. Let's go with this one here. Another channel here. Let's put that one here. No, let's put that one here.
There he is, systematic, uncaring, methodical, conservative, and sometimes not quite up to speed.
Sorry.
But at least he is
Sometimes
exact, for the most part.
the router destroys some packets unintentionally.
As the packets leave the router, they make their way into the corporate intranet and head for the router switch.
So
A
after
bit
the
more efficient
router,
than the
they'll
router,
be
the
heading
router
for
switch
the router
plays fast
switch,
and loose with IP packets, deftly
which the
routing them
router
along
switch
their
will
way.
be
A digital
guiding them in
pinball
their
wizard, if you
journey
will.
on where they go.
And it's another. Watch this, Mom. Here goes. Whoop, around the back. Hey, in there, in there, in there. Over the left, over the right, over the left, over the right. You got it. Here it comes. Right out. He shoots. He scores. It's going. Hey, Wayne. Here, watch out. Here comes another one. Oh, here we go. And it's gone.
The router switch are the
As packets
guide of
arrive
their
at their
packets.
destination, they're picked up by the network interface, ready to be sent to the
and
next level.
network interface picks them
In
up
this case,
for their
the
next
proxy.
destination
The
to
proxy
continue
is used
their
by many
journey.
companies as sort of a middleman in order to lessen the load on their internet connection, and for security reasons as well. As you can see, the packets are all of various sizes, depending upon their content. The proxy opens the packet and looks for the web
So the
address
proxy
or
checks these
URL.
packets. It's like
Depending upon whether the
can
address is
actually
acceptable, the packet is sent on
see
to the
this
internet.
like in the airport, like when they're checking luggages, and the proxy is the security
There are,
system.
however, some addresses which do not meet with the approval of the
Just
proxy.
like this
That is to say, corporate
packet
or
didn't
management
meet the approval of
guidelines.
this proxy.
These are summarily dealt with. We'll have none of that. For those who make it, it's on the road again.
So they'll be heading for their next destination.
Next up, the firewall.
So they'll be heading on another
The corporate firewall
security
serves two
system.
purposes.
Firewall is
It
basically
prevents some rather nasty things from the internet from coming
protects
into
your
the
device
intranet.
from
And it
unwanted
can also prevent sensitive corporate information
viruses.
from being sent out onto the internet. Once through the firewall, a router picks up the packet and places it onto a much narrower road, or bandwidth, as we say. Obviously, the road is not broad enough to take them all. Now you might wonder what happens to all those packets which don't make it along the way. Well, when Mr. IP doesn't receive an acknowledgement that a packet has been received in due time, he simply sends a replacement packet.
So there are
We are now ready to enter
replacements
the
for
world of
every
the internet.
package that doesn't make it through.
A spider web of interconnected
Then they'll
networks
be
which span our entire
here
globe.
in the internet. This
Here,
is their
routers and switches
journey now.
establish links between networks. Now, the net is an entirely different environment than you'll find within the protected walls of your LAN. Out here, it's the Wild West. Plenty of space, plenty of opportunities, plenty of things to explore and places to go. Thanks to very little control and regulation, new ideas find fertile soil to push the envelope of their possibilities. But because of this freedom, certain dangers also lurk. You'll never know when you'll meet the dreaded ping of death. A special version of a normal request ping which some idiot thought up to mess up unsuspecting hosts. The paths our packets take may be via satellite, telephone lines, wireless, or even transoceanic cable. They don't always take the fastest or shortest routes possible, but they will get there. Eventually. Maybe that's why it's sometimes called the worldwide wait. But when everything is working smoothly, you can circumvent the globe 5 times over at the drop of a hat. Literally. And all for the cost of a local call or less. Near the end of our destination, we'll find another firewall.
So these packets go through
Depending
firewall
upon your
2
perspective
times.
as a data packet, the firewall could be a bastion of security or a dreaded adversary. It all depends on which side you're on and what your intentions are. The firewall is designed to let in only those packets that meet its criteria.
So this time either
This
the
firewall is operating on ports
firewall
80
destroys
and
them or
25.
puts them to their next
All attempts to enter through other
destination,
ports
depending
are
on
closed for business.
the purpose of these packets.
Port 25 is used for mail packets, while port 80 is the entrance for packets from the internet to the web server. Inside the firewall, packets are screened more thoroughly. Some packets make it easily through customs, while others look just a bit dubious. Now, the firewall officer is not easily fooled, such as when this ping of death packet tries to disguise itself as a normal
So
ping
it's
packet.
another security system that they don't let us this ping of death.
For those packets lucky enough to make it this far, the journey is almost over.
So not every packet
It's just a line up on the
reach their
interface
destination,
to be
and only
taken
some of
up
them
into the web server. Nowadays, a web server can run on many things, from a mainframe to a webcam to the computer on your desk. Why not your refrigerator? With a proper setup, you can find out if you have the makings for chicken cacciatore or if you have to go shopping. Remember, this is the dawn of the net. Almost anything's possible. One by one, the packets are received, opened, and unpacked.
So this is where their
The
journey
information they
ends.
contain, that is, your request for information, is sent on to the web server application. The packet itself is recycled, ready to be used again, and
So
filled
basically it's
with
just a
your
cycle
requested
for the
information.
packets. Click the link,
Addressed
assemble the
and
packets.
sent
Yeah,
out
there.
on its way back to you. Back past the firewall, routers, and on through to the internet. Back through your corporate firewall. And onto your interface. Ready to supply your web browser with the information you requested. That is, this film.
So that's the video.
Pleased with their efforts and trusting in a better world, our trusty data packets ride off blissfully into the sunset of another day, knowing fully they have served their masters well. Now, isn't that a happy ending?
So everyone, that's Warriors of the Net. So that's the video, and to summarize it, basically the video shows how the internet processes the data and how can we able to access through the internet. It also shows the so-called stages or phases of the data being accessed and screened for security purposes. And when a user type, for example, www.google.com, what's done first is through the TCP or the transfer control protocol packet. This is made for specific purposes, like as a message makes its way across the internet, and TCP operates at the higher level, concerned only with two end systems. For example, a web browser and a web server. In particular, TCP provides reliable and ordered delivery of a stream of bytes from a program on one computer to another program on another computer. And besides the web, other common applications of TCP include like email and file transfer, and among other tasks. TCP controls the segment size, flow control, and the data exchange rate. And the second is through the ICMP, which is the Internet Control Message Protocol ping packet. And this ICMP server executes on all IPN system computers and all IP intermediate systems like routers, and the protocol is used to report problems with delivery of IP datagrams within an IP network. It can be used to show when a particular end system or ES is not responding, and when an IP is not reachable, when a node is overloaded, when an error occurs in the IP header information or something. The protocol is frequently used by internet managers and to verify which is the correct operations to the end systems, and to check the routers are correctly routing packets to the specified destination address. The third is the ping of death, and is a type of attack on a computer that involves sending malformed or otherwise malicious ping to a computer. And a ping is normally 56 bytes in size or 84 bytes when IP header is considered historically. And many computer systems could not handle a ping packet larger than the maximum IP packet size, which is I think 65,000 bytes. And sending a ping of this size could crush the target computer. And the fourth one is the router. Router is the device that interconnects two or more computer networks and selectively interchanges packets of data between them. And each data packet contains address information that a router can use to determine if the source and destination are on the same network, or if the data packet must be transferred from one network to another. And where multiple routers are used in a large collection of connected networks, the routers exchange information about target system addresses so that I think each router can build up a table showing the preferred paths between any two systems on the interconnected networks. And the next one is the router switch, which is a type of router located in the middle of a multi-protocol label switching, MPLS, based on my research. And it is responsible for switching the labels used to route packets. And when an LSR receives a packet, it uses the label included in the packet header as an index to determine the next hop on the label switch path, or LSP, and the corresponding label for the packet from a lookup table. The old label is then removed from the header and replaced with a new label before the packet is routed forward. Last is the proxy server. It is a server like a computer system or an application program that acts as an intermediary for requests from clients seeking resources from other servers. And a client connects to the proxy server requesting some service such as a file connection, web page, or other resource available from a different server. Then the proxy server evaluates the request according to its filtering rules. For example, it may filter traffic by IP address or protocol. If the request is validated just like in the video, but the requesting the service on behalf of the client, a proxy server may optionally alter the client's request or the server's response, and sometimes it may serve the request without contacting specified server. And in this case, it responses from the remote server and returns subsequent request for the same content directly, and the site then the packets reach their destinations, and then after that the cycle repeats, and that's how the internet works. So everything I said in this video is actually only my understanding, and some of it are I added some little researches because I don't have that much background on these things, and I think I learned a lot, and I expanded my knowledge about the internet, and I hope you did as well. And that's it for me for now. Thank you for watching my video, and see you on my next vlog.